Hello, it's me, Sparkist, your host. Today we will be reviewing something that I said we would not be reviewing. It's actually this monstrosity. The Beast Deities, Broly, Fenrir, whatever. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So before we get into this figure, usually I would show you the whole box, but this time I don't have the box, simply because this is actually not my figure, this is my friend's. He cannot do the app crunch mod and the neck pack mod, so he asked me if I can do it. I said okay, and asked him, oh, can I review this? He said okay, give me back the figure after you review, and so shout out to him. Anyway, yeah, let's get into the content. First of all, you get this shorter neck pack. This is what originally came with the figure. You get 9 pair of hands, or 11 hands, not 9 pair, I'm dumb. Yeah, 9 hands. I'll go into this more in depth later. 3 faces. You get the screaming face. Again, I'll go over these in a more in depth later. A stoic face and a smirking face, which doesn't really look like Broly. The earrings that come with it, and these other extras. You have 2 blast effects, the cross arm effect, and the cape that actually came along with this wolf head right here. So yeah, that's it for all the content, guys. So now let's move on to this monstrosity of a figure. So here's Broly. He is, I believe, 10 inches tall. But yeah, now let's take a look at his looks first. First of all, his hair. His hair is well shaded. His chest is also shaded. His arms, I don't see that much shading on it, but the gauntlets look really good. They look perfectly painted. The necklace looks a bit dilated for some reason, or a little bit blurry compared to the gauntlets and the belts. Yeah, let's take a look at the back. There's a minimum shading on the back here. Oh yeah, there's a bit shading on the arm, but there's not much on the shoulder. Anyway, there's a skirt. His skirt is soft plastic, thank God. Otherwise, it will hinder a lot of movements. Freaking Black Hole Toys. Even this piece is soft plastic, even though it's a big piece. But it doesn't really hinder back leg movements, considering it's 3.0 joints. The pants, could be my eyes, but there's a little bit shading here. I'm not sure if that's shadow or just shading, but I'm fairly sure it's shading. The boots, the gauntlets. This piece here is also soft plastic. This piece here is also soft plastic. Yeah, the gems just look immaculate. This entire figure looks good. Apparently my friend got this for $160, so wow, okay. But yeah, let's move on to the articulations. Since this is a longer neck pack, you can move down. You can look down this much. You can't really look up because the hair hinders the shoulder, or hinders him from looking up. Here's the arms, 90 degrees, move up, perfectly fine. Here's the butterfly joint. Here's the other butterfly joint. They can meet each other, so that's a plus. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, the hand, now so the ab crunch, there was no ab crunch before this, but I gave it a mod, so now you'll be able to see his back, or he'll be able to have a proper ab crunch just like this. see there's a tiny gap here, but that's okay. That's something with Kong figures anyway. There's no articulations on the skirts, but the legs, double jointed knee, same thing here, double jointed knee. For a big figure, there's really a lot of articulations. Now for the boots, this guy is super heavy. Ankle rockers. Toe joint. Yeah, that's it for the articulations for this guy. Now we'll be moving on to the other accessories. So here are all the faceplates. I have no idea why it's so blurry, even though it's 4K. Anyway, here's a screaming face. Here's a smirking face. In my opinion, this does not look like Broly whatsoever. This just looks like a happy Broly. Like, I don't know, something's just off about this face. But the other faces, like this one, the stern face or the stoic face, this looks cool. This looks perfect. Hey, I forgot to show you the back of these. Yeah, C. And the screaming face is A. C is the actual sculpt. The smiling face is D. As for this one is my favorite. The laughing, I guess, smiling face. Yeah, grinning. I guess this is B. Yeah. As for these earrings, it's basically just these earrings right here. They are clip-on, so you don't have to worry about, you know, putting a hole or making a bigger hole for these earrings. But they're super easy to attach. So yeah, that's all for the faces. Now let's move on to the hands. For the sake of convenience, I will not be taking these hands out of this thing. But yeah, now this is the hand that grabs Goku's hair. Sadly, I do not have this figure. I do not have the Goku figure, so sorry. Here's two grippy hands. Here's two open palms. Here's two Fenrir hands. This is basically what he came with before we put the figure together by ourselves. And these are the hands that allow you to put the energy effects in. So yeah, one more thing about the hands is this. Usually I won't review a cross arm effect. I won't now because, look, I have bad experiences with Kong figures. Last time I tried to change hands, it broke. It snapped off. But yeah, just to showcase, you can actually detach these. A lot of people are bashing on Demoniacal Fit for not having these, but like, come on, Demoniacal Fit has been doing this since they have the cross arm effects. But like, come on, like, yeah, this is the cross arm effects. Again, I will not be showcasing this because I don't want to accidentally break my friend's figure. It is an expensive figure after all. And lastly, these two blast effects. It's basically the same effect pieces as the Goku Black one. Actually, this one is just that this is bigger and this is smaller. And this one is pink, of course. So yeah, that's it for everything, guys. Now we'll be moving on to the conclusion. Sorry, almost forgot. Here are the Fenrir pieces, the Fenrir head, and the cloak, which is pretty messed up. I mean, this is still wired, so they put all this effort into wiring it. So I guess props to them. But yeah, that's really it for all the accessories. Now we'll be moving on to the conclusion. So that's it for this review, guys. All in all, I'll give this figure a 8.5 out of 10. Simply because I needed to mod this in order for this to be 10 out of 10, which is not good. If you intended for people to use the longer neck pack, why don't you just put the longer neck pack on the body? And the ab crunch mod, you have to have an ab crunch mod, otherwise it will just have that pathetic excuse they call it ab crunch. But yeah, that's what it made. That's why it's 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 for me. Right now it's 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. But my friends spent $160 for this figure. For such a for a 10-inch and one-off figure, I think, is it really worth it? That's on personal preference. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. That's why I did not buy it. Especially when I have a cheaper alternative, and a cheaper, not so great, but much cheaper alternative for less than $50. I got this guy for $40, and my friend got this for $160. That's 4 times the price. Hello. And this guy isn't even horrible. But yeah, of course, Demoniacal Fit is shorter while Kong is taller. But again, it all comes down to personal preference at the end. I just like this guy. I love this guy, but again, he's not mine. But I have the $40 alternative, so I don't really mind. And if you would like to see the actual scale to other figures, here's a Psycore next to Broly. It's just double the size. So yeah, that's it for the review, guys. If you like this video and would love to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. Just a little teaser for the next review. It will either be the CT Toys Spider-Man 2.0 or be the Xeno Goku from Demoniacal Fit. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.